Dude, here is something very, very exciting. The Africa record run that was first attempted in the early 1900s, and the first record being set by John Hemsley and his wife in a time of 14 days and 19 hours. That is from Cape Town to London. That is an epic race, and they did that in a factory-prepared Range Rover V8. Now, tomorrow, two very brave men will undertake this mammoth challenge, trying to drive from Cape Town all the way to London, beating that record, but not in any factory-prepared V8 vehicle. Nope, they're going to try and do it in this 1-litre Fiat Panda. Philip and Paul, guys, welcome to our Espresso Basement. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're a little bit nervous, but we're good to trot.
Man, I don't know. If I were in your shoes, I don't know what I would be feeling right now. But let's talk a bit about the Africa record run, the history of it, and also why on earth did you guys decide to partake in this?
Well, when Africa was trying to open up, lots of people tried to drive right across the whole continent. And it wasn't until 1933 that this was done in a small car. Two guys with the pith helmets, they drove across and did it in 5 months from London to Cape Town. And people have been racing and trying to beat the record ever since. It came down to 31 days, and then Austin and Morris and Hillman, all the major manufacturers of Britain, tried to join up the pink bits on the map and drive to Cape Town. Yeah. And then the record was set by the British Army, as you say, 30 years ago. And no one's beaten them since in the Range Rover, but we think we could snatch the cup from them.
Okay, so Philip, I'm very nervous for you guys, man. Why did you guys decide to enter this? What are you doing it for? You are doing it for a worthy cause.
We're doing it for the challenge, but of course we're doing it for a worthy cause as well. We're, the charity we're supporting is Farm Africa, which is helping Africans to help themselves to farm and all the rest of it. So it's all for a good cause.
All right, now here's the question. Do you think you will be able to beat the record in this Fiat Panda?
Yeah, it's possible, it is doable, but it's going to be very, very difficult. We have made life extremely difficult for ourselves in this car.
I can just imagine. Paul, tell me quickly, why did you decide to do it in the Fiat Panda especially, and why not a big vehicle?
Okay, this is extremely nippy. It's very, very good at overtaking. We've got a lot of confidence and faith in the car. We need to be able to overtake the trucks. We need to be able to go through big cities. We need to be able to go through, to get to Cairo, we've got to go through Khartoum, Addis Ababa, Lusaka. And it'll be in its own then, it's in its element. Of course, it's going to suffer on the rough bits of northern Kenya, but this car can do 600 miles between fill-ups, 1,000 k between topping up fuel. So it's a tortoise that could beat the hare.
So you think the lighter vehicle definitely going to be an advantage?
Definitely, definitely.
What are some of the challenges that you are going to be facing? Things like speed limits, things like your food. What was the preparation process like?
Well, there are 3 problems. One is sleeping. We've got to be able to sleep. And you see there's a bed in the back. We've taken out the back seat. And we can actually lie down in the back of the car. There's 5 inches of foam, and we can actually lie down and get some sleep. The other problem, we've got to be able to eat on the move. And we've got some self-heating army rations that heat up in little packs. And of course, we've got to obey every speed limit. We've got a little tracker on the roof.
That's it.
And that bleeps on our website, africarecordrun.com. We'll have a big map, and you can see what speed we're doing.
Exactly. Okay, so people can know that you're not exceeding the speed limit. Now, I want to ask you, take me through the modifications that you made to the actual car. What have you guys done in terms of how you're going to be inside?
Yeah, well, fundamentally, it's still a shopping car. It's still an old granny car. It isn't a rally car. We've reinforced the suspension. There's got better dampers and things. But there's no roll cage. There's no engine modifications. And literally, it's pretty well a showroom car, other than the fact that we've made a little bit more space inside, so we can try and get a bit of sleep.
All right, great stuff. Take me through the car. Let's have a walk around the car quickly. If I could just join you over there. All right, come with me quickly. All right, so where are we going to start?
Literally under the bonnet, there's nothing really to see. That's a city car, that's standard. If we look inside, sheepskin car seat covers. The idea of those is when it's warm, they keep you cool, and when it's cold at night, they're going to keep you warm. And this seat literally lies down flat.
Okay, so it's fully reclined, it's been modified.
Fully reclined. And there's your head is actually going to be in the back, and there's a curtain that you can pull across, so even in the daytime, when you're trying to lie asleep, you haven't got all the light and all the noise and all the commotion going on. And if you want to, you can actually crawl right in the back. Apart from that, there's a little bit of navigation equipment in there. This is the yellow brick tracker, which actually sends a little signal, and that will plot our position on a map, so that anybody that wants to follow us can do so and see exactly where we are every half an hour. Beep. That's where we are.
All right, so people can log on to AfricaRecordRun.com. That's where they can get it. Okay, so what is the plan? What do you guys need to average to actually make your target?
Okay, 1,000 kilometers in 24 hours is only an average of 41 miles an hour. We want to do a little bit quicker than that. So it's not a breakneck speed.
Yeah.
It's all about reliability and consistency, not stopping too often.
Yeah.
Hence the great fuel economy of this little car. It'll come into its own. We won't be stopping for anything other than borders.
So you can say this can go 600 kilometers on a single drive, on a single
1,000 kilometers.
1,000 kilometers.
Without filling up.
All right, is there an extra tank built in?
There's an extra tank in the back. We have 2 tanks.
Yes.
And it's a very economical, nippy little car.
All right, and what about things like border posts, border security? Did you
Okay.
guys pre-organize that?
We've got a very careful timing schedule to make sure that we get to the border points at the right time. There's no point hanging around when they're shut. And the whole schedule, we set off from the Mount Nelson Hotel at 6 o'clock in the morning to time to get to Botswana and then on to Zambia. We have a pontoon waiting for us to cross the Zambezi.
All right.
So everything is planned. It's
All
a
right.
military operation.
It is indeed a huge operation. What is the route going up? How are you going to take it up?
We're going in as straight a line as we can most of the way up. We're going straight up through Botswana, Zambia, Tanzania, Kenya. Really, really difficult road in northern Kenya going into Ethiopia. Very, very rough indeed. That's a real car breaker and we've got to be very careful. When we get into Sudan, it gets really tricky. We've then got to get into Egypt, and that's a very, very tricky border.
Yes.
And it's all looking quite desperate there at the moment. Libya could be even worse. Then it's Tunisia, and then we're across into Europe. And to be honest, Europe from Italy back home is going to be the home run. That's downhill from
Wow,
there.
guys, so once you've reached there, then it's on. You know what,
Yeah.
you've got a lot riding on your shoulders, a lot of people wanting to know, are you going to make it, are you not going to make it, what's going to happen on the route. But just for a little bit of good luck, if you guys would join me over here for 1 second, we have a little parting gift for you guys. Lovely South African flags, one for you and one for you. And then we have espresso stickers to find a place for it somewhere on your car. That would be nice, so that you will represent espresso throughout Africa. And we wish you, along with the rest of South Africa and everyone, good luck. I really hope you guys are going to do it. All right.
Thanks a
And
lot.
we'll track you guys on the AfricaRecordRun.com. Check it out. You don't want to miss it. This is something very exciting. And we hope to hear some good news from you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Awesome, guys. Guys, back in the studio, what do you say about this, man?